The Hanged Man is one of the more enigmatic and triggering cards of the deck. Where did this image come from, and what does it mean? The pittura infamante was a defamatory Renaissance art form, somewhat akin to a wanted poster, a form of public disgrace. This posture, the inverted hanging man, is a depiction of a common punishment for traitors at this time in northern Italy. Italian fascist Mussolini met the same fate. His body was displayed in the same fashion as the pittura infamante. The Hanged Man of Tarot means so much more, as it is a depiction of self-imposed alienation. You see, it's a defensive state of mind that society projects and we reflect, quite often perpetuating a state of lack, a state that needs to change from within. Sometimes this takes an inverted view, a different perspective, different view on life. Unlike the hermit that isolates in the dark, the fool in this hangman position is isolating in broad daylight for all to see. Everyone sees his flaws, the flaws he can no longer hide. The tree he's hanging from represents the whole of manifestation, the synthesis of heaven, earth, and water. Dynamic life as opposed to static life of the stone. Our subject is the fool. The clown or the jester is the lowest at the court and frequently took the place of the king in ritual sacrifice as the scapegoat. His posture resembles that of the inverted alchemical symbol of sulfur. Sulfur is the spirit. It is the masculine, fiery principle. The butterfly, as in most cases, represents transformation. The crow represents the first stage of matter in the great work. In the West, the lily shares the same symbolism as the lotus. The symbolism of this card is definitely on point with the representation of this character. This is the Hanging Man. The Hanged Man is the only inverted card in the deck, whereas one normally hangs from the neck and it leads to death. The Hanging Man hangs from his feet. and it leads to life. This change in perspective takes us from finality to progression. Sand is instability, impermanence. Time, which in progressing destroys the world. It is also descent from the return to origins. It is a destructive force, but also the revealer of truth. The tree of knowledge is essentially dualistic with the knowledge of good and evil. It is associated in many traditions with the first man and his fall from the paradise state. New deck critique. Tarot of the Old Path, created by Sylvia Gainsford and the author Howard Rodway. What can I say? The symbolisms in this deck are absolutely on point. They match the card esoterically and clinically. This is a great deck for channelers, a great deck for the practitioners and the scholars of the esoteric arts. The artwork is on point. It gives me a feeling of medieval art, more so than fantasy art. I really love and appreciate the representations that have been depicted in this, the colors, the images, and of course, as I said before, the matching of the symbols and what the card means. All I could add is bravo, job well done. Next up, the Death card. Peace.